Hey guys, Levi with Trident Fly Fishing, and today we're going to be tying an RS2. It's a great fly for small bugs, whether it be midges, blue-winged olives, maybe even trichos if you're fishing an emergence of those, but super effective fly. It's been around since the 1970s. So we're going to start with an Arex FW500 hook in a size 18. And we're going to start with unithread, size 8/0 and color tan. So go ahead and lay a thread base down. Start right around the thorax of this and wind your thread back to the bend. Clip this out of the way. And once you get your thread back here, we're going to switch over to some dubbing because this fly has a split tail. And to get that split fiber tail, we're going to put a little ball of dubbing here. And when I say little, I really do mean it. Less is more here. So go ahead and dub that onto your thread and then build a small little ball. This isn't for looks, this is mainly function, just to split that tail. So it can be a little messy. All right, here you go. And the dubbing that we're using today is superfine dry fly dubbing. Color Adams gray. Superfine dry fly dubbing is like really easy to work with and it works great for this fly. So once you have your ball in there, go ahead and grab yourself some mayfly tails. These are a synthetic tail, super durable, and they also pretty good with floating. They stand, they just kind of hold the fly up and they're really natural. They're tapered, as you can see. And all of these materials are available at tridentflyfishing.com. So if you want to tie some of these of your own, we have everything you need there. So go ahead and start by putting one tail on the side furthest from you. I like to start on that side. That way I'm not working against myself whenever I need to tie in the next tail. So once you have that tied in, grab a second one. And the length of this should be about the length of the hook shank. You can see that there, size it up. And make sure it matches the other one. You want some similarity there. One pin trap, and then you can set it. Adjust it if you need to, but if you have that ball of dubbing there, it does a pretty good job for you. Okay, so once you get your tails tied in, you just run your thread up to the thorax. That will maintain a profile that doesn't have any steps in it. It'll look cleaner in the end. So go ahead and run that right to the thorax and you can clip it off. So we're gonna do a body. And for the body, again, we're using superfine dry fly dubbing, color Adams gray. I like to start my dubbing right at the thorax. I do that because you know right where it's gonna land then. And you don't have to worry about working to a certain point. You already set it with your thread. It's not as messy. So go ahead and get your thread right to the thorax and apply some dubbing. Again, less is definitely more. I would rather add dubbing 3 or 4 times to a fly than have to remove it once. It's really not a fun thing to do. So go easy on that. And now just start to wrap your body. And you can make these wraps nice and tight to one another. And you're also gonna want the thorax to be a little bit more pronounced. It's not quite the thorax, it's actually the front of the abdomen, but most insects do tend to get larger as you go from their abdomen into their thorax. So we wanna maintain that. So as you see, you need to add a little more dubbing there. But again, that's much easier than removing it from your thread. So throw a little on there, bring it up, and just finish your body. Don't like that, loosen it up a little. All right, now you'll notice your thread is at the rear of your fly. Reason for that is now you can segment this body. Most insects, whether it be a midge, a mayfly, a caddis, a stonefly, they're all segmented. So if we can imitate that, I think it leads to a better fly. It just looks more natural. So rib that up, and it also adds a little bit of durability to this dubbing. So now you've ribbed that abdomen up and throw some thread up until the eye point, and then bring it right back. All right. If you guys like what you see, be sure to hit that thumbs up button below so we know you're enjoying this and we'll continue to make videos like this. All right, for a wing, we're using the CDC puff. This is good stuff. Floats very well, and it also lands with a nice realistic profile. It sits right in the surface film, right where you want this emerger to sit. So I'm gonna use 2 puffs. For this fly, that's adequate. Larger fly might need more, smaller fly, you might need less. So go ahead and get those together like this. And we wanna tie it in so that it's about, if you were looking at that body, it's a little more than 50% of the dubbed body portion. And CDC is a forgiving material should you need to trim it a little bit. So you don't need to be 100% accurate, but it always helps if you don't end up having to trim anything. So tie that in with a couple pin traps and clip it off. All right, now even that out with your thread, and we're gonna add a thorax here. For the thorax of this, again, super fine dry fly dubbing. This is super easy to work with, and as you can see, it's pretty clean once it's dubbed. So grab yourself just a little bit, again, less is more, and apply it to your thread. In fact, I think I have a little too much there, so we're gonna remove it. All right, get that dubbed. And all of these wraps should be close to one another. Because you want this fly to flow and have a nice realistic shape to it. No steps or anything, that's never gonna help you. Okay, and you also want the thorax to be more pronounced than the abdomen of the fly, and that's just because most insects really do have that, and again, we're going for realism here. So once you do that, this fly is actually about done, so throw a half hitch and then a whip finish. All right. One whip finish. And then that's gonna do it for this RS2. Again, great fly whenever you need to imitate small bugs. And I wanna thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.